What's up, fight fans? This is Curtiville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And a question and questions have been arose about my interview once again, okay? And a lot of counter punches will come because of this interview. And people were asking, well, why didn't I call Tay Jones out on the bicep injury? Because it was only 1 week prior, okay? Well, to counterpunch, first off, we identified it only being a week. That's why I asked, how long was it before when he injured it to when fight night was? And he said about a week, okay? I tried to give it a little bit more time, maybe, 10 days, 9 days, but, it was roughly a week, okay? Now, anybody that knows that if you come in with an injury like that, you shouldn't be fighting. That was Junior Fa, of course, he came out with this. It was reported that Wilder had already said he needed surgery, okay, in an interview long ago. That's why we knew he had surgery, okay? So obviously he hurt something, but we didn't know exactly when it was, okay? Junior Fa revealed when it was. Tay Jones wasn't there that day, as he said, and he stated in the interview. He was not there when Deontay injured himself, and it was an injury, okay? Junior Fa was just there. He didn't know the extent of that. Tay Jones confirmed that because he was Mr. Wilder, Deontay Wilder revealed to him, told him it was off the bone, okay? So that bicep was off the bone. My counterpunch, okay? First off, that's not enough time to heal, like I stated in the interview, okay? But however, he was talking, so I wanted him to remain talking and discussing the issue, and me counterpunching that particular situation. The question you ask yourself, why would Deontay Wilder go in that fight if he knew he was injured? Okay, so as Mr. Jones stated, well, hey, he does that and he put everything on the line. And that's exactly my point. Wilder knew it was at stake. This was his 10th title defense. He knew that he was putting his belt on the line, and he had ripped the one arm he did not need to rip. It would have been different if he would have injured his left. As long as he could jab it out there, he could set up his right hand, he might have had a chance, okay? But knowing that the right hand is the one punch that has made legend of punches in the last 10 years, and that was injured, he didn't have any possible way to really win that fight. A lot of people talk about strategy. Yes, strategy has a lot to do with it too. Strategy and game plan. However, if your game plan is to knock someone out and the punch that you needed to throw, or with the arm that is your dominant arm, is injured the way it is, there's no way that he would have been ready to fight or could have won that fight. Okay, so a lot of things that transpired in that, they called in, they threw in the towel. Mark Breland threw in the towel. And because he threw in the towel, Deontay Wilder was spared, okay? And he lost the fight. He took his first professional loss. But coming in at in that type of condition, no, that wasn't a good idea. And I think a lot of times, again, I go back to the management, okay? And the head trainer is JD's, which is also the management, okay? So he could have seen, okay, if it's falling off the bone, like everyone knew, what was said in the interview, if the bicep was falling off the bone, there was no way he could be ready to fight at that time. Okay? So, let's do this. How long does it take for a bicep to heal?
According to Mercy Health, the time needed to recover from a bicep tear or strain will depend on many factors, including age and health of patient, as well as severity of the injury. Mild injuries take 10 weeks or more, while more severe injuries that require surgery can take months to fully recover function.
Okay, mild injuries take 10 weeks or more, while severe injuries that require surgery can take months to recover function. Okay, now again, why was Wilder there? See, there's such thing. It's nothing wrong with showing somebody you're tough, you got big balls, you're not scared. You can prove that, but it's a way you prove that. That fight should have been that February 22nd shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened based off what just that alone. If you were injured to that degree, that fight shouldn't have happened. He wasn't going to win that fight anyway, because we clearly see, like in the interview, that when he hit Tyson Fury, the power wasn't there. Okay? Yes, Deontay Wilder has a tolerance for pain. Okay? But does that mean that supersedes the ability to punch? Okay? Is he going to bear through the pain and throw the punch he needed? Because when we seen him throw it, people should have been down on that punch. All those knockouts, all those people that hit the canvas. Tyson Fury wasn't one of them in the second fight. However, he was in the first. So do you see the comparison? Okay, you was able to drop Tyson Fury in the first fight, but you wasn't able to drop him in the second fight. Based on what we hear and heard in the interview, if everything was true and 100% fact that we heard, okay, that means Wilder should not have been in the ring in the first place. Okay, counterpunch. He shouldn't have been in there. That fight should have been postponed. And it probably should have happened. You know what? The second fight probably would not have happened if things would have went the way they should have went. Now, you could say if he wouldn't have got injured. We're not talking about that. He was injured. Okay, so if he was injured to that point where it's falling off the bone, people, and that would lie on the grounds of more severe injuries. Okay, just like Google just explained. So that fight shouldn't have happened. And whoever, because I know JD's knew that he knew as much as Tay Jones knew, if not more, I'm sure. Oh, it's falling off the bone. You think he's going to hide that from his head trainer? And then the better yet, if he did or if he could, that's another bad thing. That means the communication isn't there. See, I question the team of Wilder. Okay? Because there's certain people like Mark Breland threw in that towel. Okay, that he made a decision to benefit the fighter. Okay? And based on what we know, that was a wise decision. Because here's the thing. If everything was true about the gloves and all that, if it was, theoretically, that means that fight should have been stopped anyway. Okay? Based on what they know. Right? Regardless of what they plan to do, based on what they know that night, yeah, that fight should have been stopped. Okay, so that's my counterpunch on the whole Bicep thing, because a lot of people, again, was asking me questions about it, and this is how I feel about it. It should have been stopped. Or it shouldn't have happened in the first place. It should have been postponed until he was ready to fight, like he is right now. That's why the trilogy fight is going to be fantastic, okay, and something different, hopefully. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's bicep injury. Should he have fought? Should he went on and did what he did anyway? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.